So my name is Róisín McDonagh. I'm 20 years old and I'm studying Chemical and Bioprocess Engineering in UCD. I just finished my second year. So I did my Leaving Cert in 2018. So I decided to become an engineer because I was always interested in like science and maths in school. I did like chemistry and biology and higher level maths for my Leaving Cert. So they were probably my three favorite subjects. So I did think about doing science for a while. But then I decided that I wanted more of like the maths element. And, the whole idea of engineering is kind of like creating new things and, innovating and being a bit creative. And that really appealed to me as well. Also, the course in UCD is really broad. There's loads of different streams of engineering you can do. I think well, in Dublin anyway, it's the course with the most different streams you can choose after your first year, and your first year is general. So you get to try out loads of different streams like mechanical engineering, electronic engineering, chemical engineering, biomedical engineering, civil and structural engineering. So it's quite broad, and I really like the sound of that. Probably for me, the most interesting aspects of engineering is kind of biotechnology and genetic engineering, which is a big part of doing chemical and bioprocess engineering and also biomedical engineering. I just did a module in my second year about biotechnology, which I found really interesting. Probably one of the better known examples of like genetic engineering and biotechnology is the production of insulin in E. coli cells for type 1 diabetics, which is really, been life-changing for those people who have type 1 diabetes. There's also looking at like antibodies and how antibodies can produce really important drugs in biopharmaceuticals. And something like that's quite topical today is like the use of viruses and how viruses can be exploited to create like gene therapy, exploiting their genome and stuff. So I found that all really interesting and something that's really important for the biopharmaceutical industry and medicine in general. So I suppose I found that really interesting. When I leave college, I'm hoping to, well, I'm not really sure yet, probably like working obviously in a engineering setting somewhere in our fourth year. I'm probably going to be doing a master's, and in fourth year you're required to work for a bit of the year in order to get your master's. So there's loads of companies in Ireland, like MSD is a really big one for chemical engineering. They produce like vaccines and also like tablets, drugs and stuff. So, I suppose if I probably will work there at some point, and I can see if I enjoy it. And then, I don't know, maybe after college, work somewhere like that, or maybe travel abroad for a bit and see what opportunities are out there. But I don't really have a concrete plan. In terms of encouraging women, I think it's really important to encourage more women who are interested in different STEM subjects to go into it. In engineering, in the whole of second year engineering, I think there's about 260 students and only about 30% are female. So it's definitely better than years gone by, and it's slowly, I think, increased a little bit every year, but it's still very much the majority male. And in chemical engineering, which is my particular stream, there's about 38 students and only about 9 are girls. So again, not particularly great. And I think it's really important that if you have an interest in engineering or in science, that you shouldn't be afraid to pursue it or worried about pursuing it if you're a woman. I think part of the reason that not a lot of women go into STEM is probably, and I know I went to an all-girls secondary school and there wasn't a lot of emphasis on higher level maths, I felt. I felt that plenty of girls were probably very capable of doing it, but they weren't encouraged enough by teachers, in my opinion. And yeah, if they found it hard, I feel like the teacher was more inclined to, maybe tell them to drop to ordinary level, or just didn't maybe give them enough encouragement. And by the end, I think there was one higher level maths class in 6 maths classes in 6th year when I was in school. So I think that definitely there's probably not enough encouragement, and if you don't do higher level maths, you can't get into any level 8 engineering course anyway. You need at least a H4, and I actually think this is probably more doable than people think, and probably more people are capable of doing it than they realize. So I think that's really important from the school level. I also think in terms of like universities and college and stuff, that they could probably do more to kind of educate students as to what engineering and actually is and what it entails. Because even when people ask me, I do find it difficult to kind of give a concrete answer. It's not very kind of a simple thing to explain, I guess. It's not like a one word answer. So I think you have to kind of do a good bit of research yourself if you're choosing to go into an engineering field. So I think maybe universities should target particularly girls' schools or mixed schools, and kind of just explain to them what engineering entails and what you would be doing in college. So maybe people would think about choosing a career path like that more if they knew exactly what they would be doing, and probably realize that, oh, I actually would really enjoy that, and that wouldn't be as hard as I think. I'm really happy that I chose engineering. It is quite a difficult course, and it requires a lot of work, and there's a lot of hours of practicals and labs. But I think it's quite rewarding, and when you realize kind of all you've learned, and it's a really good feeling when you do well and stuff. And then also in the future, there'll be a lot of job opportunities in fields that are really important. Biopharmaceuticals and stuff will always be really important. So yeah, it'd be great to be able to work in one of those industries when I'm finished and have the degree.